you're in a relationship, and most of the time things feel fine. The connection feels real, the routine is comfortable, but then out of nowhere he says something that makes your stomach just drop. It might be passed off as a joke or maybe even framed as proof of how much he cares, but you feel it. That little chilling alarm bell telling you something is very, very wrong. We're often taught to ignore those moments, to give people the benefit of the doubt and talk ourselves out of our own gut feelings. Well, today we're not doing that. We're talking about the hard truth. Some sentences aren't just mistakes, they're warning flares. They're manipulative phrases, whether he knows it or not, designed to keep you confused, second-guessing yourself, and too invested to leave. These are the verbal red flags that reveal a deep lack of respect and a need for control. Seeing them for what they are isn't being dramatic. It's about protecting yourself. So let's get into 5 things a man might say that are a clear signal you need to walk away. Section 1, you're overreacting or you're too sensitive. Let's start with a classic, maybe the most common one on this list. You work up the nerve to tell him that something he said or did genuinely hurt your feelings. You're being vulnerable, hoping for a little understanding. And what do you get back? You're being too sensitive, or its twin brother, you're just overreacting. This phrase is a masterclass in gaslighting. It's a sneaky tactic that flips the entire conversation on its head. All of a sudden, the problem isn't his behavior anymore, it's your reaction to his behavior. He made a sharp joke at your expense in front of your friends, but the issue is that you can't take a joke. He blew off an important anniversary, but the problem is you're overreacting to a simple mistake. He's not dismissing your feelings because they're wrong, he's dismissing them because admitting they're valid would mean he'd have to take some responsibility. When you hear this enough, it starts to feel like a slow poison. You begin to second-guess everything. You ask yourself, am I crazy? Am I just a drama queen? This self-doubt is the goal. It wears down your confidence in your own feelings, which are your built-in guidance system. Over time, you just stop speaking up to avoid being labeled too much. Your needs and feelings get buried so he can stay comfortable and avoid ever being held accountable. So, what's the fix? Remember this. A partner who actually loves and respects you won't see your feelings as an annoyance. They'll see them as important information. Even if they don't get it right away, they'll want to. They'll ask things like, hey, help me understand why that hurt you, not just shut you down. Your feelings are valid, period. If they are constantly treated like a character flaw, it's not a sign that you're broken, it's a sign the relationship is. And that's your cue to walk away with your head held high towards someone who knows sensitivity is a superpower, not a weakness. Section 2. If you really loved me, you would... this one. This is emotional blackmail gift wrapped as a test of your love. It's one of the most manipulative tools in the book because it turns your own affection into a weapon against you. It takes the idea of love and twists it into a transaction. If you really loved me, you'd lend me the money. If you really loved me, you wouldn't go out with your friends tonight. If you really loved me, you'd do this one thing that makes your skin crawl. The issue here is that love is suddenly conditional. Your loyalty is always on trial, and the only way to pass the test is to obey. That's not love. Real love isn't a series of hoops you jump through to prove you're worthy. It's a space of mutual respect. This phrase is a power play designed to guilt you into ignoring your own boundaries and values. He's not asking for your love, he's demanding your compliance. And the anxiety this creates, it's huge. It can completely mess with your understanding of what love is supposed to be. You start to think that love means sacrificing everything, putting his wants ahead of your own well-being. This creates a toxic dynamic where you're always trying to prove yourself. You end up living with this constant, low-level fear that you're not doing enough to earn his affection. The partnership feels less like a team and more like a performance, and you're just exhausted. The solution is to see this phrase for the giant red flag it is. Love isn't proven with blind obedience. It's shown through kindness, respect, and honoring each other's boundaries. A man who truly loves you would never ask you to betray yourself just to make him happy. He would want you to be whole and secure, not guilty and bending over backward. He'd say, "I'd love it if you could, but I totally understand if you're not comfortable with that." The second love becomes a bargaining chip. It's not love anymore. It's a tool of control. Don't negotiate. Walk away and find someone who knows love is a gift, not a debt to be collected. Section 3. No one else will understand you like I do. This one is tricky. On the surface, it can sound so incredibly romantic. It makes you feel like you've found the one person on earth who truly gets you. Your quirks, your past, everything. You've finally found your soulmate. But if you look a little closer, you'll find something much darker going on. This statement is a classic isolation tactic. It's designed to make you completely dependent on him. By setting himself up as the only person who can ever truly understand you, he's quietly putting down all of your other relationships. Your friends don't really get you. Your family has no idea what you're going through. He's the only one with the key to your soul. This builds an invisible fence around the two of you, with him as the gatekeeper for all your emotional support. And this is where your world starts to shrink. You start pulling away from your friends and family. When you have a problem, you go to him because you've been told no one else will get it. If a friend ever raises a concern about him, it's easy for him to just say, "See? They just don't understand you like I do." This tactic cuts you off from the very people who could give you a reality check. You become trapped in his version of the world, and the thought of leaving is terrifying because you've been convinced that you'd be completely alone and misunderstood without him. You have to see this phrase not as a compliment, but as a cage. A healthy partner wants you to have a full life with lots of supportive relationships. They see your friends and family as assets, not threats. Real connection isn't based on the idea that you're some impossible puzzle that only one person can solve. It's built on trusting that you're a whole person, capable of being loved and understood by many. If a man says no one will ever get you like he does, what he's really saying is, "I don't want anyone else to even try." Walk away, call your friends, lean on your family. You will be shocked at how understood and loved you really are. Section 4. Trust me, especially when used to shut you down. Trust is everything in a relationship, but there's a huge difference between trust that's been earned and trust that is demanded. When just "trust me" is his go-to answer for any reasonable question about his behavior or why his stories don't add up, it's not a request for faith, it's a command for silence. This phrase is all about deflecting and avoiding accountability. Your gut is telling you something is off. Maybe he's being weird with his phone, or his alibi for last night has a few holes in it. So you bring it up calmly, and you're met with a dismissive, "You just need to trust me." It's a conversation killer. It's designed to make you feel like you're the one being unreasonable for even asking. Your valid concern is suddenly reframed as your failure to trust. This puts you in a painful spot. You're stuck, right? You either ignore your gut feeling and give him the blind trust he's demanding, which feels like you're betraying yourself, or you push for answers and get labeled as paranoid or controlling. A manipulative partner loves this because either way, they win. They might even double down and say, "I can't believe you don't trust me after everything we've been through," which just puts you on the defensive and shifts all the focus away from their sketchy behavior. Here's the thing. Trust and transparency go hand in hand. A truly trustworthy partner doesn't have to hide behind the phrase, "just trust me." When you have a concern, they'll reassure you. They'll offer explanations and work to make you feel secure because your peace of mind matters to them. They know trust isn't a blank check. It's earned through honesty. If his default move is to demand blind faith, he's not building trust, he's building a wall. He's asking you to abandon your own judgment. Don't do it. Find someone willing to earn your trust with their actions, not just demand it with their words. Section 5. I never said that. Or you're imagining things. This right here is the big one. It's the most psychologically damaging phrase of them all, and the purest form of gaslighting. You bring up something he said, a promise he made, or something that definitely happened, and he looks you right in the eye and denies it. I never said I'd be home early. We never had that conversation. You're imagining it. That's not how it happened at all. This is a direct attack on your reality. It is a deliberate attempt to rewrite history so he can dodge responsibility. When someone you trust constantly denies your own experience, it messes with your head in a profound way. He's not just disagreeing with your version of events, he's telling you that your memory is broken, your perception is wrong, and that you literally cannot trust your own mind. At first, you're just confused. You think, wow, maybe I really did remember that wrong. But when it happens over and over, you start to feel like you're losing your grip. This creates a state of chronic self-doubt and anxiety. You stop trusting your own memory and start just accepting his version of reality, which gives him total control. This erosion of self-trust is one of the hardest things to heal from. So what do? You have to anchor yourself in your own reality. If you need to, start writing things down in a private journal. Not to use as a weapon in a fight, but as a lifeline for your own sanity. When you can look back and see in black and white that you are not imagining things, it will give you the strength to see his denials for what they are, a desperate, manipulative tactic. A healthy partner might forget things, sure, but they'll have a conversation about it. They'll say, "Huh? I don't remember it that way, tell me more." Not just flatly deny your reality. If you are constantly being told that you're making things up, you're in a psychologically abusive situation. The only way to win this game is to refuse to play. Walk away and start rebuilding the most important trust you'll ever have, the trust you have in yourself. So let's run through them one more time. You're overreacting. You're too sensitive. If you really loved me, you would. No one else will understand you like I do. Just trust me. And the big one. I never said that. You're imagining things. Words are never just words. They are windows into someone's character and the respect, or lack of respect, they have for you. These 5 phrases aren't just communication blunders. They are patterns of manipulation and control. Hearing them once might be an accident. Hearing them over and over is a strategy. Leaving someone you care about is incredibly hard, especially when you've invested so much of your heart into the relationship. But staying in a dynamic that slowly destroys your self-esteem and your sanity is a price that is way too high to pay. You deserve a partner who makes you feel seen, heard, and safe. You deserve a love that lifts you up, not one that forces you to shrink. Recognizing these phrases is the first step. The next and bravest step is to walk away. Know your worth, trust your gut, and never, ever apologize for demanding the respect you've always deserved. If any of this resonated with you, or if you've been on the receiving end of these phrases, please consider sharing your story in the comments. You have no idea how much your experience could empower someone else who is feeling lost and alone right now. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content to help you build healthier, happier relationships. Thank you so much for watching, and please take care of yourself.